You've felt it, haven't you? That deep stirring inside, like something bigger than yourself, is waking up. Let me tell you right now, you're not here by accident. You didn't stumble onto this message by chance. You were led here, drawn by something divine, because you are chosen. You are not average. You are not lost. You are not just going through the motions. You are part of something sacred, something powerful, something world-shifting. This moment is real, it's personal, and it's yours. No more second-guessing, no more playing small. Everything you felt building inside, the dreams, the prayers, the quiet knowing that you were meant for more, it's all been leading to this. You are about to walk into the season where heaven touches earth in your life. The breakthrough is not far. It's already reaching for you. So get ready. Speak it out loud. Claim it. Because the time is now, and you're not watching this just to be inspired. You're watching this because God is positioning you to rise. There are those who move through life with a quiet knowing, a sense that something monumental is stirring just beyond what the eye can see. Right now, a signal is being sent out, not from the noise of the world, but from a deeper, more powerful current that only a few can truly feel. Before continuing, there are 3 deliberate actions you must take, not out of habit or routine, but as a declaration to the unseen. Acknowledge this moment, amplify the call, and leave behind a symbol that affirms your readiness. This number, though simple in appearance, carries a resonance that echoes your inner awakening. This isn't about visibility or validation. It's a sacred agreement with the forces shifting around you. And know this, if you weren't meant to be here, your spirit would have turned away already. But if something within is urging you forward, trust that it's because this message has always been meant for you. Those called to rise will recognize it without needing proof. Silence holds more than the absence of sound. It's where divine momentum gathers before revealing itself. There's a pressure in the unseen, a tightening of spiritual air that tells of a coming transformation. Not a date on a calendar, but a crossing point into something far greater. This invitation isn't extended lightly. It calls for a shedding of distractions and the embrace of clarity that goes far beneath the surface. The preparation required now isn't for the sake of ritual or image. It's for the anchoring of your soul in a truth that will carry you through upheaval. The world won't understand the shift, but those attuned to it will walk into it with strength, born of surrender. This isn't about bracing for disaster. It's about stepping fully into the divine orchestration already unfolding. Every step taken now, in humility and awareness, shapes the way ahead. This is your moment. Hit subscribe now and step into something greater. Don't miss out. Some souls carry within them a quiet readiness, a pulse that quickens at the edge of something vast and unseen. What lies ahead is not a threat, but a sacred signal from the unseen depths, nudging the awakened toward deeper alignment. This moment invites not blind obedience, but conscious devotion, a return to the sacred through silence, self-restraint, and stillness. Now is the time to carve out inner space, to prepare not with fear, but with focused intention. Picture rising on a day like any other, yet finding the world subtly rearranged, its rhythm shifted, its pulse realigned. That day will not announce itself with spectacle, but it will be unmistakable to those tuned inward. The unseen veil that separates the shallow from the profound will dissolve, and clarity will rush in like morning light, breaking through dense fog. Those attuned will sense the tremor long before it crests, a calling not to be busier, but to be deeper. This transition won't only be visible in the outer world. It will echo through the soul, pulling hearts towards sacred stillness, where distractions lose their grip and something ancient stirs awake. There will come a rising, a sharpening of inner sight, a push toward unwavering focus on what truly matters. Amidst noise and confusion, a stillness will settle into the hearts of those meant to carry light forward. It's not a summons to stand on ceremony, but a call to step into motion, to breathe life into purpose. The coming transformation is not confined to borders or names. It will reverberate across consciousness, shaking the roots of families, echoing through cities, and shifting the spiritual tone of entire cultures. This isn't merely a moment, it's a turning point etched into the soul of time. And while preparation begins in solitude, its impact spreads wide, rippling through others like fire kindled in a dry forest. The weight of this time calls for more than quiet belief. It asks for action, sculpted from courage and clarity. In this sacred unfolding, the strength found in a single, awakened heart can ignite a movement. This is the hour to stand tall, not just for one's own journey, but as a guiding light for others on the brink of their own becoming. In moments like these, when the old rhythms begin to tremble beneath the surface, those attuned to deeper truth begin to glow from within, not with arrogance, but with quiet certainty. Amidst global uncertainty, those with inward clarity will move with purpose, even as the ground beneath shifts in ways words cannot capture. What's approaching isn't just change, it's a recalibration of the unseen fabric that holds our reality together. No one can fully comprehend the scope of what is coming, but those awake in spirit will recognize its arrival without needing to be told. Everything that once seemed essential will blur, lose meaning, dissolve, while something much greater takes form. The ordinary will feel distant. Priorities will reshape themselves without force. A sense of sacred responsibility will rise, compelling those chosen for this moment to take their place, not out of pride, but because something ancient has called their name. This is not a gentle transition. It's a test, a sacred refining. And while the shift may shake the outer world, those grounded in truth will not be moved. The challenge is not to predict what's coming, but to be ready in the depths of the soul when it arrives. When the tides of transformation swell, not everyone will feel called to step forward, but some will know, without doubt, that the mantle is theirs to carry. This isn't about claiming authority, but about embodying quiet, unshakable resilience when others falter. It's not a war fought with noise, but a spiritual reckoning that asked for stillness, for strength, rooted in surrender. The role being asked of the awakened now isn't passive. It's a sacred responsibility to guide, to reflect something brighter than oneself, to bring warmth to the lost and forgotten. Leadership in this hour doesn't wear a title. It moves in love, in unwavering clarity, in service that goes unseen by many but felt deeply by those near. The days ahead will carry friction. Resistance will arise, yet nothing can overturn what has already been written in eternity. This isn't a call to battle by might, but to walk as a vessel of higher light. The path won't be easy, but it will be guided, and those who walk it will not walk alone. Some feel the shift before it even touches the air, an inner trembling, a stirring of something sacred, awakening from deep within. As the threshold nears, perception sharpens like morning light on still water. Glimpses of truth, once hidden, become suddenly visible, and the dull hum of daily life gives way to a powerful inner resonance. This isn't just about seeing more clearly, it's about feeling reality at a deeper frequency. What once went unnoticed now pulses with meaning. But this increase in awareness doesn't arrive without cost. It requires the clearing of inner static, emotional noise, lingering doubt, and the pull of false comfort. Space must be made for the sacred to speak. That sensitivity demands more than passive listening. It calls for the full attention of the soul. The heart must become a sanctuary, undisturbed, receptive, and ready. As this inner calibration intensifies, the voice of the unseen becomes less like a whisper and more like a rhythm your very being starts to move to. The closer one gets to the unseen threshold, the more essential it becomes to stay anchored in what is eternal. Now is the time to strip away the irrelevant and listen with every part of who you are. A great division approaches, not born of judgment, but of resonance. As the veil thins, clarity will carve through the fog like lightning across a dark plain. Those rooted in truth will begin to glow, not with ego, but with unmistakable certainty of purpose. This moment won't punish the unaware. Instead, it will call the awakened higher, marking them with an inner authority the world cannot mimic. The differences between paths will become unavoidable. Those driven by illusion will find no footing, while the aligned will walk with quiet courage. The pressure to conform will intensify, but those attuned to the sacred rhythm will not be swayed. Amidst the noise, a new kind of silence will emerge, peace born not from absence of conflict, but from unshakable connection to the eternal. What's coming is not a warning, but an invitation to step fully into the life only your spirit remembers. A line will be drawn, not by human hands, but by spiritual reality itself. Those called forward are not chosen for comfort, but for transformation. Their very existence will become testimony, evidence of grace, endurance, and divine alignment that no storm can erase. Some carry within them the kind of strength that doesn't tremble when the atmosphere begins to shift. It anchors. As the spiritual pressure builds, an unseen force is already rippling beneath the surface, pulling at the edges of the soul. What's approaching is not bound by borders or language. It's a sweeping inner reorientation, destined to reshape hearts across every horizon. It won't burst forth with noise. It will rise steadily, undeniable, and vast, challenging everything assumed to be stable. This movement isn't a metaphor. It's a recalibration of existence itself, one that beckons the prepared to move with it rather than resist. For those aligned with purpose, it will become both elevation and examination. As the surge strengthens, every part of the soul will be tested, not to break, but to reveal the depth of spiritual grounding. This shift will ask one clear question: will you flow with what's sacred, or resist and be overtaken by fear? It's not a moment to survive. It's a calling to embody clarity when the air itself begins to feel different. When the intangible becomes undeniable, only those whose spirit has been tempered in the quiet will stand with grace in the storm's center. True refinement never comes in silence alone. It often arrives wrapped in tension, in the weight of moments that test the core of belief. The significance of this hour surpasses personal evolution. It belongs to something collective, something larger than any one soul. While the world stirs in confusion, those deeply rooted will emerge not as followers, but as wayfinders. Belief is not theory. It is proven in pressure. As the turning point nears, those walking this path may face shadows meant to distract and distort. Illusions will grow louder, voices of confusion will multiply, and comfort will become a tempting escape. But none of this is meant to destroy, It is the sacred fire that burns away the unnecessary, revealing what was always meant to remain. This moment isn't about maintaining appearances, it's about embodying unshakable truth when nothing else seems steady. History's greatest awakenings were always born from trial, and now a similar moment rises. When stability fades and clarity feels scarce, the chosen will still stand, because their roots are not in the soil of opinion, but in something eternal. While the outer world may fluctuate, the inner light must remain unextinguished. Some are built for calm waters, but others are forged in the rising of the storm. The time that draws near isn't asking for timid hearts or casual conviction. It's calling for a steady spirit and a courage that runs deep beneath the surface. When everything begins to tremble, when familiar structures crack, and the world reshapes itself overnight, the core of your belief will either hold or collapse. This isn't a future of slow change, it's a sudden and sweeping realignment. One that asks, not who is watching, but who is willing to move forward with full intention. What's ahead isn't just a ripple through circumstances, it's a redefinition of the world's rhythm. And those positioned at the center of this shift won't be spectators, they'll be catalysts. The comfort of old patterns will no longer fit the shape of what's emerging. This moment isn't just a historical shift, it's an unveiling of purpose, a cosmic announcement that the waiting is over. As this threshold approaches, the only question worth asking is, when everything turns, will you rise with it or retreat from it? Readiness isn't just about being informed, it's about being aligned, alert, and unafraid. The most dangerous deceptions aren't loud, they echo softly, wrapped in charm, appealing to what you want to hear instead of what you need to face. When the deeper shift takes hold, these counterfeit voices will multiply, some promising shortcuts, others cloaked in artificial light, mimicking truth so closely they will confuse even the well-meaning. In these times, discernment becomes more than a skill. It becomes survival. Remaining rooted in clarity will require a connection to something more ancient than opinion, something unshaken by appearance. The test will not be in recognizing darkness dressed in shadow, but in identifying it when it wears the mask of light. This is why preparation of the inner world is essential. A surface-level connection won't endure when illusions begin to pull on the soul. The path ahead demands an unwavering tether to what is real, what is sacred, what no distortion can touch. The whispers of false guidance will rise, but so will the strength of those grounded in unfiltered truth. Stay anchored, not in noise, but in the quiet force that's never failed you. And when the world around you bends, stand unmoved, not because you're certain of what's coming, but because you are certain of who you belong to. This is your moment. Hit subscribe now and step into something greater. Don't miss out. Some are content to wait, but others can feel the clock in the spirit ticking louder with each breath. What lies ahead isn't just disruption, it's a rapid unmasking of systems, voices, and beliefs that once seemed stable. In the midst of global disarray, when the familiar begins to dissolve without warning, it won't be noise or numbers that provide direction. It will be the clarity rooted in truth. This moment calls for immediate readiness, not panic. There will be a surge of chaos posing as wisdom, smooth-talking figures cloaked in charisma but empty of essence, appealing to fear and ego. Yet those who have cultivated inner alignment, who've trained their ears to recognize authentic direction, will not be moved. The atmosphere will shift in ways the world is unprepared to interpret, but those grounded will sense what cannot be seen. This urgency isn't about countdowns, it's about spiritual positioning. You are meant to be the steady one when the ground starts shifting. The clarity and peace you carry will not only keep you centered, it will become a refuge for those spiraling in confusion. The illusion will test many, but for the anchored, it will be the moment that confirms everything they've quietly prepared for. Get in position and stay there. The strength to remain doesn't come from comfort. It's born in the moments when turning back seems easiest. The challenges ahead won't be small. They're meant to stretch your endurance and press your faith beyond theory. In this hour, loyalty to divine calling means saying yes, even when the path narrows, even when the silence is long and the answers delayed. Persistence isn't passive. It's active resistance against settling for less than the truth. This isn't about surviving the storm, but about walking through it with unwavering conviction. You may not understand every step, but clarity was never the requirement. Commitment was. There is a weight to your presence in this time. Every decision to keep walking, every refusal to fold into the pressure, becomes a light for someone else questioning their own direction. Your consistency is more powerful than you know. Stay the course. What's been placed in you was never meant to flicker when things get dark. It was meant to shine brighter. Let the distractions fall away. Let the noise pass. What matters now is alignment, trust, and courageous follow-through. The world may falter, but you are made to remain. Some carry a calling that refuses to stay silent, even in the face of pressure and pain. The road that lies ahead isn't paved for comfort, it's shaped for courage. The trials that rise won't be there to push you away from your purpose, but to carve it deeper into your soul. Every moment of resistance will sharpen your resolve. The question isn't whether challenge will come, it already has. The real question is, will the fire make you fade or refine your flame? This moment is more than symbolic, it's a defining threshold. There's no room left for hesitation. Those who were born to lead in this season must now rise, not because it's easy, but because they were destined to. Comfort won't protect you, conviction will. And this calling isn't merely about endurance. It's about stepping boldly into the identity that's been quietly forming inside you all along. Not everyone will respond, but the ones who do will become instruments of something far greater than themselves. A decision must be made now, before the atmosphere shifts. The time for questions has passed. The divine signal has already gone out. This is the moment where destiny demands a response. Clarity doesn't always come wrapped in calm. Sometimes it pierces through the storm just before everything breaks. As the sacred moment draws near, distractions will multiply and noise will rise like static, trying to dull your focus. But within that noise, there's a deeper sound, a frequency calling you to return, to center, to listen. The time approaching is not random. It's charged with purpose, and your alignment with that purpose will be the compass that keeps you from drifting. You weren't meant to coast through this season. You were meant to awaken in it. Every unseen pull toward quiet reflection, every nudge to let go of what no longer serves, these are signs, not of fear, but of preparation. You're not just being asked to be aware, you're being called to be ready. Readiness in this hour is spiritual agility, the ability to discern quickly, move decisively, and respond faithfully. What's coming won't wait for hesitation. It will arrive in a breath, and those whose hearts are attuned will know exactly how to move. Be sharp, be still, be willing, because the moment isn't waiting, and neither should you. Some moments don't simply pass. They arrive like a key, turning in a long locked door. The hour drawing near is not just another mark in time. It holds the potential to awaken what's been waiting in the shadows of your spirit. It is a point of divine alignment, where years of unseen preparation meet their fulfillment. This is not the season for hesitation or half-hearted faith. It's the hour for full surrender to the assignment etched into your soul. You are not here by accident. There's a reason the weight of this time presses so heavily on your heart. Within this shift lies the unveiling of purpose long buried. Gifts, once muted, now stirred to life. But that unveiling won't occur through force. It will unfold through your willingness to say yes, even when the way forward remains hidden. To unlock what's waiting, you must stop shrinking from your own calling. You must look back not with regret, but with clarity, seeing how every step has led you here. This is a sacred crossing into clarity, into power, into the person you were always meant to become. Embrace it fully. The moment is not coming for the prepared. It's coming to prepare you. Transformation never happens in isolation. It spreads, it echoes, it multiplies. The shift underway is not a solo ascent, but a shared rising. Those stepping into alignment with their calling will not just transform themselves, they will catalyze change in those around them. The pull of divine purpose is contagious. Once ignited in one, it awakens fire in many. This new era isn't about titles or platforms. It's about unseen influence, about light passed from one awakened soul to the next. The magnitude of this shift will ripple through relationships, communities, cultures, and it begins with a single surrender. Not to personal ambition, but to the greater design that's been quietly shaping your life behind the scenes. Stepping into that design will not be without cost. It will ask for your pride. It will ask for your comfort. It will ask for everything you thought you wanted. And in return, it will give you exactly what you were created for. This is not the time to cling to the familiar. This is the moment to rise, open-handed, undivided, and fully present to the destiny calling you forward. Let the awakening begin with you. Some seasons don't begin with fanfare. They begin with a quiet but undeniable knowing that everything is about to change. The threshold that now unfolds is not just a shift in rhythm, but the unveiling of a completely new spiritual landscape. What once felt distant will now rise into full clarity. This is not a gentle transition. It is a collective elevation into deeper alignment. Old frameworks are crumbling, making way for those who are quietly being prepared to emerge with authority, not for personal gain, but for divine impact. This is the moment when those marked by purpose step out of hiding and into movement. The restrictions that once kept sacred voices silent are dissolving, and from every direction, those who carry truth will begin to converge. Not as isolated lights, but as a unified blaze capable of reshaping the atmosphere itself. The strength of this rising won't be found in noise or ego. It will be found in unity, in shared resolve, and in divine clarity. This is the beginning of a new assignment, a collective unfolding. The mission ahead is far greater than individual success. It is about anchoring hope in a time when the world will be desperate for something real. And now, the chosen begin their ascent. Together, every calling that matters must pass through the fire, not to destroy it, but to reveal its weight and worth. This season won't be without resistance. There will be pressure, pushback, and unexpected moments of doubt. But none of this is meant to derail the path. It's meant to purify it. The pressure you face is not evidence of weakness, but proof that what you carry is valuable enough to be tested. Challenges will sharpen the edges of your endurance, calling you to choose truth, even when convenience offers an easier way. But this is not the time to retreat. It is the time to lean into a deeper trust. You are not standing alone. The strength needed is already within you, placed there long before the challenges even arrived. This refining isn't punishment, it is preparation. Every obstacle will be used to reinforce the very foundation you walk on. What once would have shaken you will now serve as confirmation that you are exactly where you're meant to be. Rise with full confidence, knowing that faith forged under pressure is faith that can carry nations. This is your moment. Hit subscribe now and step into something greater. Don't miss out.